Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 13. So after last episode and seeing that Ed is not the only one who's actually been there and seen the truth, that Izumi has also seen it, and it's someone that Ed is close to, really has my mind starting to think that, okay, they're really doing things in this show. And I'm really glad I've chosen this show as the first one that I'm reacting to. Because what really got me into, I guess, the wider scene of anime and like React content in general was this right here, Attack on Titan. And I remember countless times I'm driving home from work in my car and I'm just thinking about Attack on Titan. I'm brainstorming. I'm like, what does this mean? What's going on? And I'm getting the same feeling here from Fullmetal. And I love it. It's perfect. So I'm really starting to think about what's going on. So I've written a few things down. This might be a bit more of a longer intro, but I just want to get all my thought processes out there because I feel like things are really going to start picking up and it's going to get really crazy. So obviously I had my whole Colonel Hughes situation, and it is comforting to know that I wasn't the only one that has thought that Hughes was a bit sus. He was just too nice a guy. And I've kind of skipped over the obvious character that was a bit suspicious, being Bradley. Now Bradley is obviously suspicious, right? From episode 1 they were hinting at him just being a little bit different, so I skipped over that and went straight to Hughes, and obviously I was wrong, which is still crazy, by the way. I didn't talk about this, but I feel like with all the talk about, you know, like birth and rebirth and alchemy and the cycle of life, like from last episode, like Hughes was just such an important character. At least that's what it felt like. He was playing such a big role in Ed and Al and then Winry's life as well, that I just think it's crazy that he's gone. And I think with all this alchemy talk of, you know, human transmutation and the theme of trying to bring people back, that maybe we'll see Hughes again. I don't know in what way, shape or form, if that's even a logical thing to be thinking. It is what it is. But back to Bradley. So Bradley is obviously sus, and he was the one that brought up the notion to Ed, Al, and Armstrong, like, hey, someone is inside feeding information to lust and envy and gluttony, right? It could be him, for all we know. We know so little about him. Like, he's the Führer, he's very skilled with a sword, and very respected, as we saw from the reactions of everyone when he showed up a few episodes ago. I think it was episode 10 even. And the other suspicious character is Ed and Al's father, right? There's still a lot of shadows cast over his character as to what his agenda is. We know it's something to do with the Philosopher's Stone. That's why he left their family, and he's still out there somewhere. He was in Central for a time, according to Izumi. So Bradley and Ed and Al's father, they did mention his name, I think, in last episode. I have forgotten it. I'll have to write it down. But they are at the top of the suspicious list, like, you know, something's going to happen with them, obviously. I think the introduction of Izumi and Sig was really cool. Both fantastic characters, kind of playing like a parental sort of role to the boys, it seems. Like I said before, Sig just seems so caring, and Izumi obviously cares for them quite deeply as well after having trained them, and now knowing that they've seen the truth together. They kind of bonded through the fact that they've both attempted human transmutation to bring back something they lost, and they've both seen just how horrific that is. I just think it's great that these characters have come together. So I expect Izumi to play a really important role going forward as well. So I did touch on like the transmutation circles, like why can like Ed and Izumi, seemingly without transmutation circles, perform alchemy. And I was like, oh, is it because they've seen the truth? And I think they hinted to that a little bit. And you guys in the comments have been kind enough to point out that these people that don't like draw the circle like Al does, they have it somewhere on their body that they can use, you know, pretty much whenever they want, which I think is really cool. And the type of circle they have or symbol on them is a reference to what type of alchemy they use. And it seems that Izumi uses the same or a similar type of alchemy to Ed. But I'm not sure if that's been properly explained yet, so whether or not I should know that is, you know, up in the air. But I think it's really cool to know that, and I'm sure we'll get more explanation on that going forward at some point. I've also just been thinking, like, where are we going, like, with this story? Like, what's the whole deal? Obviously, some fantastic messages that I've been seeing, and the overarching goal appears to obviously be the Philosopher's Stone. Can we perfect human transmutation? Is that something we should even be doing? Can we create life through alchemy or bring people back from the dead? But this whole truth thing and, you know, being able to see like the truth of everything is just casting like such an ominous feel over everything. Like, there's so much mystery surrounding that. I'm like, where are we actually going? And part of me feels like, with the emphasis on like the cycle of life and how alchemy itself with construction and reconstruction is similar to just life itself, like perhaps we're trying to get to the point where like this human transmutation stuff, where you could argue, you know, like Izumi had to give up some of her internal organs, Al gave up his entire body, Ed gave up an arm and a leg. Like, you know, destruction of their own body for construction of new life, being Izumi's child or Ed and Al's mother, you know, is still construction and reconstruction, but is it right? Like, is this something we should be doing? And maybe that's where we're going to end up. Like, no, we need to just let what's dead stay dead, which is kind of sad in a way, because Ed and Al want their mother back so bad, but it's just the natural course of life. So it's just really interesting to me, like where we're actually going with this. Like, is the goal going to change once we know more about what's going on? What in the world are lust, envy, and gluttony? Are there more of them? Where are they? Like, lust had a dagger like through her head and just took it out like it was no big deal. Envy is like a crazy shapeshifter, and gluttony is just a freak. Like what are these people? Like what happened to them to make them like this? And someone did point out that they're like the names of like the 7 deadly sins, so perhaps there's 7 of them. But like, what happened like for them to be what they are? Like, what are they trying to do? It's just so interesting to me. So just everything I'm going to keep in the back of my mind going forward. I really feel like things are going to start opening up and picking up the pace a little bit. I feel like the pacing is already really good. It's been great so far. The first 12 episodes have been fantastic. It feels like it's been a lot longer than 12. But I'm just so glad that I picked up this show, and the community has been so welcoming and engaging. It's just been such a great experience. So I just wanted to throw all my thoughts out there, kind of recollect myself before I get into the next batch of episodes. But that's enough from me. Apologies for the long intro. We're going to get into it. Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood, episode 13. Here we go.
To think you sought and managed to survive. I doubt you even know how impressive that is.
Well, you saw it too.
No, I can't accept the decision you made.
Again, you did it too.
Expelled.
But teacher...
Al. Thank you for everything.
I'm already thinking. It just seems straight up like Ed's accepted it. Already, like, things are happening. Look, understandable from Izumi's point of view to be like, okay, that's wild, but she did the same thing. Is she trying to either protect them or just she doesn't want to be involved in it? I guess we'll find out. The starts of these episodes lately are just, things are happening. Beasts of Dublith. No title card screen this time.
You idiots! You aren't her students anymore, so now you're finally free to speak to Izumi as equals.
Oh.
Of course, you're too chicken.
And there it is.
Damn.
You're not students anymore.
Done what we came here to do in the first place.
It's happening so quickly. But good. Okay, this is good.
Teacher? What the hell are you doing coming back here?
She is a demon.
Teacher, I do not teach scum.
Yeah, I was gonna say, as soon as he said teacher, I was like, okay, that was not it.
You because we're trying to find a way to get our bodies back.
Get out now. We're staying.
Stop calling her teacher then. I'm stressed.
Al, you didn't see the truth, did you?
No.
Just Ed, yeah.
We even know what that means.
You must have lost your memory from the shock.
Interesting.
We need to get Al's memory back. His
Oh.
entire body was taken from him. Just think what he must have seen.
We didn't see Al in there, we only saw when Ed was there.
Bodies for what we saw, but Al paid the toll with his entire physical being.
Oh, maybe he's seen more!
Neither of us did.
So...
Ooh, that's big time.
What, is it something bad?
No, it's more like awful. It could drive you insane.
Or even leave you brain dead.
It's so serious, but it's not.
That doesn't matter. If there's a chance that it can help us, then I want to do it.
Let's go, Al. Oh, this is so interesting. So many things have happened. It's been like not even 5 minutes. Who the hell is this? It's the lizard man. What are we doing here? Oh, back to... Okay, here we go. Back here. Who the hell are you?
Left until the...
Mustang?
Yes.
That's my guy.
Checkmate. took me long enough to beat you. Well then, if you're in a gift-giving mood, there's something else I'd like.
What that?
Master Sergeant Kane Fury, Warrant Officer Vato Fallman, Second Lieutenant Hymens Breda, Second Lieutenant Jean Havoc, First Lieutenant Riza Hawkeye.
Hawkeye.
Gather up your things. All 5 of you are transferred.
Sweet! He's taking his homies with
No
him.
objections. Understood.
I love Roy.
See, I just started dating this girl. I really like her.
Dump her.
He's on that work transfer. You gotta go. This Scar? Looks like Scar. All wrapped up. Yeah. I need to see his tattoo again. This is a new guy.
Master,
Hello?
I'm glad that you're well.
I was
I'm overwhelmed this episode. So many things are happening.
Execution. I know the animosity.
And when he was talking about brothers, did someone say master in that one flashback?
For the burning of our village, your vengeance will only sow the seeds of further violence.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing is senseless revenge.
Okay, this
and
guy's
leading
onto
a
something.
fruitless cycle of death. You must end this cycle once and for all.
It's really interesting.
Like this.
So many new characters this episode.
When you had nowhere else to go.
Just shut up. You lost your war, but I'll rise again. I'll rise up. I
Who
will
the hell are
rise,
you?
And I'll use my power to annihilate Edward Elric.
What? We don't know this guy, right? What does he want with the boy?
Well, thanks for making this easy, pal.
You're gonna get rocked. Just like that, his arm is gone.
What you do to him?
You think the same thing gonna happen to you, man?
I'll give you a moment to pray to God.
I don't want to know what he did to him.
No, wait. I'm begging you to spare my life.
No, you can kill this guy.
Your brother would be sad.
Your brother from the flashback. Try to see the tattoo. Yep.
Still, it's
Family names, maybe?
turn back now.
I'm really interested about Scar. Based on what that guy was saying, I would love to see like a Scar character arc where he like changes and like joins up with Ed and Al and that. That would be so cool. Who's throwing rubbish at my man while he's sweeping? What's a note, maybe? Is that the lizard? What is going on here?
He's here.
What are we doing here? Okay.
There you are. About time.
There's so many new characters.
Good secret. Meet us at the Devil's Nest if you want to talk.
And we know a lot about you.
Al is gonna rock you.
Because there's a lot about me that I don't know.
Then I'm the guy you want to talk to. Why don't you
Oh,
come
the
on?
lizard guy
My teacher
heard
always
what
said
they
we're
were
not
saying,
supposed to go with strangers.
right? And he's led Al here, I guess.
I'd say 14 is old enough to think for yourself, kid. You gotta act like an adult. Start taking some risks.
You think so? I should think for myself?
Oh, come on. Al is too easily
You
influenced.
can start by coming with.
I was kidding.
So I thought it over for myself. And I decided that I would
Yes!
just make you tell me what I want to know.
Let's go, Al.
Oh, you want to do this by force?
Sorry to draw in.
Hey, get out of there.
Hey,
Hey, yo!
Can't stop.
I didn't see this coming.
And you're not strong enough to hold this up forever. You're right.
Oh, but she's still in there, though.
All right in there?
Oh, I'm wonderful.
I'm tired. What is going on?
You people aren't human, are you?
Good guess. They're
Oh.
chimeras, and they happen to work.
Wait, they're all chimeras? Who is this guy? I see the circle, the symbol on his fist.
Fullmetal Alchemist.
Roa, Bido, Martel, Dolcetto,
Fullmetal.
Greed! Okay, he's clearly one of the lust envy kind of people.
Actually hollow. The name's Greed, and I want to be your friend.
Then why don't you
Okay,
tell me
okay.
what you
I'm
people
trying to.
do
I
with
think
all
I'm
this?
following. Nah!
Chimeras. It's impossible. No one's made a chimera that can talk.
Yeah, right.
Can't believe everything the government tells you, kid. You
True.
got all the proof you need right inside you. The girl in there is part snake. And this
Part
big guy
snake?
here- Ro, what were you made with? Cow?
Yeah.
So they're all like fused with animals. That's why that guy's like a
Also
lizard.
got a lizard and a
Mhm.
crocodile.
A crocodile.
The runt you took down earlier tends to lift his leg when he pees.
Only once!
You're part dog?
Yep, it's really not so bad.
I don't believe it.
I didn't know if we were gonna get chimeras again. This is
Who would
crazy.
be capable of creating one?
The military.
Are you saying?
You got
Yeah.
it. There's a shadow world beneath yours that's jam-packed with the impossible.
Like we know something's going on.
Than they are.
Really?
I'm a homunculus.
Homunculus.
You know what that means, right? I'm an artificially created human.
What? Like from transmutation?
Homunculus. It's a person made from alchemy. But doesn't that book
Is that what lust and envy and gluttony are? They're all homunculuses?
A homunculus is just a theory. Nobody's made one.
Oh man.
That would explain what I was saying in the intro. Like, what are they?
Why'd you do that to him?
That is wild. It explains why Lust wasn't bothered with a dagger in her forehead.
That's one time I've died.
No way.
You get it yet? Nothing is impossible, all right? I'm a little surprised you would have such a hard time accepting that, considering you're just a soul.
What is going on, man?
People like to talk in the shadow,
Oh,
and I've got plenty of
the shadow
friends.
world.
Let's skip this casual chit-chat.
What is the end goal?
What it's like to have a body that'll never die. It sounds like that's the perfect recipe for immortality to me.
Right.
Explain. See, I'm greed. I want everything you can think of.
Okay.
Money and women, power and sex.
Oh my
status,
God.
Glory. I demand the finer things.
Do they all encompass the,
Crave eternal
like, their
life.
name?
Aren't you already immortal?
Greed, lust,
I guess
envy?
I
Is that why
was
envy can,
sturdier than
like,
most. I am nearly 200 years old.
200? How long have they been around for?
Immortal. So,
Is that why envy can, like, change into other people? Like, envious
envious
of how they look? I don't know.
Now it's your turn. How'd you get your body?
Just make this easy and tell him. Unless you'd rather be examined.
So she's still in there.
Which means he'll have to take you apart.
That would mean I actually remember how I got it.
Right, this is tying in with he needs to remember
The one
stuff.
who did the transmutation.
Where would a 7-foot-tall suit of armor run off to?
I need a nap.
Be happy to tell you where you could
Lizard man. Yeah, sit him down.
Brother!
Ooh, the man is here.
Never
It's
really
time.
crossed my mind that you could get kidnapped.
That man looks like business. It's the same symbol that Lust and Envy have.
Tattoo.
Yeah.
Yeah, the rest of the Ouroboros gang from the 5th lab.
Yeah.
They had a couple of armor-bonded souls with them as well.
Well, it's kind of a long story, but we don't talk much anymore.
Oh, yeah, of course. Like, he's asking Al how he got his body, but Lust and Envy had people bonded to suits of armor.
Body's back, right? But I really don't understand why you would want your other body back. Seems like you've got one that's perfect already.
No, I don't!
You're joking, right? You don't need to eat, you don't need to sleep, you don't even need to use the toilet. Sounds great.
That's not what it's about, man. You're not even real.
That's enough.
Oh, come on.
Shut
Ed
your
looks pissed.
damned mouth!
Let's go.
It seems perfect. You don't know.
You have
anything
no
about
idea,
what
man.
you go through stuck with that body.
Let's go.
Did you want to know how to transmute a soul?
Oh my god, the tone
My
shift.
brother and you- I'm gonna crush you, creeps. I'll smash you and you, and I won't give you slime anything.
Let's go.
There won't be an exchange with you.
Talk to him, Ed. I feel like Ed needs help, though. I won't lie.
Right?
Yeah.
You're a lot slower than a prisoner, I know.
Ooh. Let's go.
Next,
Can be no match for this guy. Yeah. What's his arm? Hands look like that. Clutch?
Nope. Sorry. They can't even scratch my ultimate shield.
Ultimate shield? Let's go, Ed. Ooh! That was a clean move. He can't die, remember?
Oh, that hurt. All that sets me apart are my ultimate shield and my advanced healing powers.
Right.
My brother's fine. He's just waiting for me to kick your ass.
Yes,
You
sir.
already told us you're not immortal, remember?
Sorry to let you down, but I've been holding back. This
Oh
is
my goodness.
so I try not to wear it that much. I wasn't kidding, kid. Try all you like, but you're not.
Okay, that's kind of cool. I can't lie. But that's crazy.
They're both missing.
Go help.
Idiots!
Oh, it's
They
time.
can't even sweep the street without getting into trouble. They're lucky I expelled them, otherwise I'd kill them.
We're going. Get involved. We down. Oh my gosh.
There you go.
Dude.
You're chock full of piss and vinegar. I appreciate the effort, but you just can't win.
Oh.
Is my mechanic amazing or what?
Winry?
All this, it's still working.
What that mean?
How long you want to try?
Okay.
this out, kid? Stay down.
Ooh. Okay. He's doing something interesting, because that's what he did. He did the same. He grabbed his hand.
Simple. You shouldn't have told me that your body is human, considering that means a third of it is made of carbon.
Oh, he can transmute the carbon?
Depending on how it's obvious that's what your shield is made of.
Oh.
Once I got that figured out, the rest is simple alchemy.
Okay.
And there's one other important thing I noticed. You can't harden your shield and heal at the same time.
Okay.
I think that it's safe to say that I underestimated you.
That's what I'm saying.
But how much longer can you keep this up in your condition?
Just long enough, man. And there it is.
Sorry to barge in like this.
Ooh. Ooh.
Teacher?
You
She's been
damn
beating people up.
imbecile!
Oh, what- hey, he's had enough.
Want to put the broom away?
Teacher, careful. He's a...
Yes, I know. I could hear the two of you all the way down the hall.
Oh, give me a break. It's no fun fighting a
I wonder how much she can fight though in her condition. Let's find out. Exactly the same.
Just what the hell are you?
You asked what I am.
Yeah. Next episode now. Man, oh man. An incredible amount happened in that episode. It was like an absolute influx of characters. I'm gonna do my best to note down everything that happened. I'll just try and go chronologically. But that felt like a whole like different arc. Like there was no title card. There was like a big tone shift. It felt like there's just so much is going on. So we have Izumi expelling Ed and Al, which in essence was saying, okay, you're no longer my students, now we're equals. You know, we've both seen the truth. You know, we've both been through some crazy stuff. Let's like be on equal footing. That was like her way of doing that. But Sieg had to point that out to them. And we have Roy transferring. I think he's transferring to Central, right? Is that what's happening? Like he's in the East, it looks like, and he's being transferred to Central. And he's taking his whole squad with him. I love that. That's so cool. Then we had a bit more of Scar. I did glimpse his tattoo. I haven't gone back to look at it yet, but it almost looked like they talked about his brother, and then they showed his tattoo, and I saw names on it. So maybe that's like his family or people close to him. And there was that flashback a few episodes ago of Scar, you know, and there's someone saying brother and someone saying master, and we saw a guy who Scar referred to as master, who was spitting. He was saying, look, what you're doing is senseless revenge. It's just ridiculous. You're just continuing the cycle of bloodshed that led to the fall of Ishval. So he's obviously looking at things, I guess you could say, the right way. Scar is saying, no, I can't stop now. But like I said during the episode, I'd love to see Scar kind of turn around and start working with, you know, like the Roys and the Eds and the Als and all that. That would be really cool. So just a glimpse of Scar. And then we get introduced to this notion of Al has potentially seen even more of the truth than Ed and Izumi. That is just something I didn't even think of, because we're so focused on, obviously we saw Ed in there in the truth. We've seen Izumi in there. We didn't even think about Al. I'm going to correct myself here. I said in the intro that Izumi and Ed and Al losing parts of their body to like for the price of, you know, their mother or their child. That's not true. They lost their parts of their body to get their glimpses of the truth, right? That's what happened. When they were talking about that, that's what I remember. So I'm gonna correct myself here. What they gave up for the equivalent exchange were the ingredients, right? Like the ingredients like that make up a human person. There was emphasis on that in the earlier episodes, like 2 and 3, I believe. So yeah, like Ed gave up his arm and leg to see what he saw of the truth. Izumi gave up parts of her internal organs to see what she saw of the truth. Al lost his entire physical being. Of course he's seen more. That's so exciting. And now on this quest to get Al's memory back. Like what I picked up on was like he threw the note at him, said, come here. And then when Al got there, he was talking about, oh, there's a lot I don't know, like implying like, oh, you guys, the guys gonna get my memory back. Did Lizard Man pick up on that and say, you come here, we can get your memory back? Just to kind of lure Al there. Either way, what he did was lure Al there. And Al was no match for the Chimeras. It's crazy that they're all Chimeras. As soon as you said Chimera, I was thinking Nina and Alexander. And they did us so dirty by showing an image of Nina and Alexander. But like, these are like perfect Chimeras, right? Like clearly humans that are just like fused with bits of animals, right? Like snake, cow, dog, crocodile, lizard, what have you. And then we have greed. Clearly another lust, envy, gluttony type person, which we find are called homunculuses. Great, fantastic name, by the way. And they are artificially created people. Which is so interesting because Lust had that incomplete Philosopher's Stone that she gave to the priest. And Lust and Envy at the 5th laboratory had those 2 guys whose souls were bonded to suits of armor. And Greed said they're no longer really talking. So what's the deal? I'm just trying to keep all of my thoughts collected here and just make sure I'm understanding what's going on. Greed, obviously being very greedy, is seeking that body of immortality, which he doesn't currently have. He can heal and whatnot, but he's not immortal, implying that Al, with his soul transmuted to a suit of armor, is immortal, and that's what he wants. Okay, makes sense. The implication is Lust and Envy already know how to do that, but they're not talking. So he's going to Al and then to Ed, who was the one who transmuted Al's soul to the suit of armor. Do Lust and Envy have a different agenda to Greed? Because it seems like Greed is just crazy greedy. Like, who created them? He's like the government? Is that what he said? Is it to do with Ed and Al's father? Like, it was something about he left for the Philosopher's Stone. Like, that has to be something to do with it. Really seems like they set up a whole bunch of different plot points, right? With Roy transferring with his team, Scar and Master and Brother, Greed, homunculuses, more chimeras, Al's memory and the truth. There is just so much going on right now. It's so hard to keep track of. I think I've gotten everything out that I want to. I'm sure it'll make more sense as we keep going. It explains so much about like Lust and Envy. I can't say too much about Lust, like if they're encompassing like what their names are. Clearly she's very lustful. I don't know if I've specifically seen her exhibit any of that kind of behavior yet. Gluttony obviously is just a glutton. Makes sense. Envy, being able to shapeshift into other people, I said during the episode, is, you know, like I'm envious. I'm envious of what you have. Like I want that. It's like jealousy, but it's like it's envy. That's why she can turn into other people. It's so interesting. And it clearly looks like alchemy. Like even when Greed was healing, it was like, you know, the sound effects and the visuals, it felt like alchemy. It was slightly different, but there's got to be something going on there. And like, I don't know, because there's no equivalent exchange. If they're just healing, like what they're just regenerating. There's no deconstruction. There's just construction. I don't know. It's so interesting. I'm just spitting everything out. I'm not saying everything I'm saying is going to be necessarily correct. I'm going to watch at least a couple more, I think, in this session, because this is so interesting. So I'm going to move on to the next episode, and hopefully things will start to make more sense. So thank you all so much for watching. Please continue to leave your comments and feedback down below. I always appreciate it. And keep leaving me with recommendations for more shows you'd like me to watch. I think Mob Psycho, I'm kind of leading towards that. If more people want Hunter x Hunter, I'd love to do that as well. But let me know down below, and please continue to correct me if I've missed anything obvious or said something that's like obviously wrong. without spoiling. You guys have been great at doing that so far. But that's it for this one. We'll see you in the next episode of Fullmetal Alchemist Brotherhood.